So we have Hanami party. Hanami party is like drinking while watching cherry blossom. Some people drinks too much.
The video you're watching next to me is a video of Hanami. It's essentially a time right when cherry blossoms are in full bloom, when people meet together and they basically picnic underneath the flower trees. And it is a yearly thing that people very much look forward to. So let's see, what exactly do the Japanese think about Hanami?
Hanami is a great excuse. Many foreigners may think Japanese people are crazy about viewing cherry blossoms and think we are very cultured and have an elegant taste, but that's wrong. For us, Hanami is a great excuse to go drinking. We can pretend to be very elegant and tasteful and can drink a lot outside. All Japanese people pretend to enjoy viewing cherry blossoms. If we didn't have a food and drink, we would leave in 5 minutes. Watching cherry blossoms without drinking is the same as looking at historical art in the museum. People act like they are feeling something from watching art. Actually, they think it's boring and the maximum time they can handle it is about 10 seconds. That's how long it takes to open the first can of beer.
Year in and year out, what remains so incredibly special about Hanami is not only the amount of delicious food you'll see, but the impeccable, beautiful presentation of it. Every year, ladies around the country do their level best to make delicious and beautiful food. During the 2 or 3 year period during the lockdowns, when people had to give up on Hanami, there was strain that caused inevitable pushback, because this built-in custom is such an important part of people's ability to relax, wind down, fraternize, and just have a good time outside is such an important part to the culture. And not only is it an important part, but it's an incredibly beautiful part to the culture. Handmade bentos, a couple of badminton rackets, a couple of cold drinks, and time to relax outside with your family and friends.
Realizing you've never been to a picnic date where someone plans the entire date and brings food and wine, and all you have to do is show up in a pretty sundress.
You brought me on my first real-life picnic this week, and I can't get over the fact that you are the first person to ever get me flowers. I've never felt so loved in my entire life.
This is a short article from Kitchen Garden magazine saying more than half of Britons have never been on a picnic or visited a UK landmark. And they asked 2,500 Briton adults and aged 18 over and asked if they had ever been on a picnic. As many as 6 in 10 Britons, 62%, confessed that they had not. Now, the picnic, of course, is something that you do with a family, or you can do it with a group of friends, but maybe people aren't getting out like they used to be, or something you do with a romantic interest. However, if you have situationships, or you have, a small group of people, or men in this case, dating a large group of women, there's no incentive for the men to have to be romantic anymore. And thus you probably, one, don't have a lot of young ladies doing picnic type prep as you saw in the previous TikToks, but two, you don't have any motivation for the guys, because there's no need to be romantic if the guys who are getting all the action are getting the action without need to be romantic. That said, I was today years old when I learned about what a Glamnic was. Now I'm going to tell you what it is. There are companies that set up romantic picnic type outings to make romantic settings, and they do all of the work for the couple. And you can see the roses and the place alongside the beach, and no planning is necessary. All you do is swipe the credit card, show up, bada boop, bada beep, and people do all of the planning, all the work for you. And I'll show you another example of one. So this is another one when apparently they set it up in a clear tent, and it's like a glam bubble. And again, just like you saw in the first one, you just swipe the credit card, everything gets set up for you, you show up, everything gets done, bada boop, bada beep. And I'm sure that it's incredibly exciting and it's easy and it's just overall a lot less trouble than it would be if you did the planning yourself. But when I see things like this, it kind of saddens me because there's just no culture in it. It's a special moment at a Hanami party or cherry blossom party when everyone sits down and opens the lunch boxes that they brought. You can see not only the variety of delicious, colorful foods, but you can have a true appreciation for how much work went into the presentation of the foods. And year in and year out, you have a chance to see delicious foods displayed in such a beautiful manner that it just gives you a sincere appreciation for not only the food itself, but the experience. Something that's lost in the swiping of a credit card and having people set up something on a beach or at a park for you somewhere. Many of the things that we deal with as passport bros kind of center around the young ladies and what that difference might be like, but there are just distinct cultural differences that are to be appreciated. And if you take the time to learn the language and assimilate into the culture, you can appreciate the fact that a lot of cultures have ways of doing things that are hundreds, maybe even thousands of years old that can not only be appreciated, but can help you learn to be a different and more culturally understanding person. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.